Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR, HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
Pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to Radio AMB, our weekly program designed specifically for people who want to live a long, vibrant, and beauty-filled life. I'm Kevin Michel, and I'll be your host today as we explore the world of earth-friendly cleaning products. Radio AMB, or Radio American Made Beauty, is our weekly look at the beauty industry, inside and out. It's where we get together and talk about everything that goes into the making of health and beauty products. Our program sponsor today is Free Your Mane. They spell Mane, M-A-N-E. Free Your Mane, healthy science, natural ingredients, pure hydration, hair and body products powered by African baobab oil. It's Baobab Brilliant. Go to freeyourmane.com and enter AMB at checkout to receive a 30% discount. You can also find Free Your Mane beauty products in Anthropologie stores. So let's get started today. Our feature interview is with a woman who knows a great deal about cleaning up because she's an expert on earth-friendly cleaning products. We'll be talking to Jenna Arkin, the Product Development Director for Earth-Friendly Products, the makers of Ecos Laundry Detergent, Disney Baby Ecos Cleaners, and over 200 other environmentally friendly cleaners that are safer for people, pets, and the planet. Jenna earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Integrative Biology from the University of California, Berkeley, and she also earned a graduate degree in Fashion Design from the Fashion Institute of Design and Technology. Before joining Earth-Friendly Products, she designed and directed a contemporary fashion line. We'll be discussing how she merges these very different disciplines to creatively produce earth-friendly cleaning products for all of us here on the planet. Our second segment today, In the Jar, we'll be talking with Jenna in detail about the making of earth-friendly cleaning products and how she uses her experience to craft better, safer, greener products. In our third segment, Beauty That's Soul Deep, we'll be discussing the profile of the green consumer and how we get more people to do the right thing for the planet. And then we'll wrap up our show today with Beauty Biz, where we'll talk about the business side of earth-friendly products and how the planet gets greener one consumer at a time. Just a reminder that our program sponsor today is Free Your Mane Beauty Products. Go to freeyourmane.com, and Mane is spelled M-A-N-E, and enter promotion code AMB at checkout, and you'll receive a 30% discount on your entire purchase. So let's talk beauty. Jenna, welcome to Radio AMB. It's really great to have you with us today.
Great. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be able to join you this morning.
You have a unique passion for both chemistry and design. Tell us how you use your experience in both to develop earth-friendly products.
Absolutely. So as you said, I do have a diverse background in both design and chemistry, but I think that really is sensical when you're looking in the lab to develop formulas. That really takes a lot of creativity. Oftentimes in the green industry, you're using ingredients in new ways that they've never been used before. So it really takes a creative approach to try out new materials in new ways and make very big breakthroughs in green chemistry. So I found that the creative approach has really helped me in overall product development in the lab.
What makes a cleaning product a green cleaning product?
You know, I think that there's a couple of big factors that are obvious that make a green cleaning product, but there's also some as the market is shifting. So to me, the obvious ones are that it has to have as little environmental impact as possible. I kind of like to give the example that a green product is like a footprint in the sand. So that means that it comes, it goes, and it has no negative environmental impact. Just like a footprint, it's washed away when it's used, and it readily, goes back into the environment without any negative impacts. So that means products should be both recyclable and also readily biodegradable if they're chemical in nature, so that any footprint can be basically reused in a sort of way that has no environmental impacts. But it also means that it should be non-toxic and that chemicals don't bioaccumulate, so that it's not creating large amounts of these toxic chemicals in our waterways, which are so precious. So it's really looking at the cradle-to-cradle or overall life cycle analysis of a formula to ensure that it's green. But I think the other key thing that's interesting that's happening in the industry now is that green has started to mean safe to a lot of people. And I think that's a logical progression of the green industry, because when it first started, it was really about good for the environment, and now consumers are really starting to associate the word green with safe for me, safe for my home, and safe for my family. So again, with green and safe, hand in hand, this means really having no negative health effects, not just environmental. So I think that those two together really are starting to define the way that consumers and also manufacturers and product design think about green products.
You used the term, Jenna, bioaccumulate.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So bioaccumulate, I think the thing that most consumers are familiar with is mercury poisoning. So mercury, we're starting to learn about people who eat high levels of fish. They're getting mercury poisoning because the fish, basically the mercury is bioaccumulating. What that means is once that there's mercury in the fish sources and water supplies, it just keeps on increasing, and there's really no way for it to biodegrade or for it to be dispersed. So these are chemicals, a lot of hard metal ions, they will bioaccumulate. So mercury is a good example. There's also many others such as phosphates, which can be used in cleaning products, where there's really not a good way to biodegrade these compounds or these elements to make sure they're not having negative environmental impacts.
At one time in the market, green products were considered better for the environment, but they didn't work very well. Talk about how green products have evolved through the years.
Yeah, I think initially, there wasn't a lot of availability of green surfactants, which are the cleaning agents we use, or any of the green materials. Most of the industry used conventional, harsh, and toxic cleaners. So I think the green industry has really started to be where all of the innovation and technology is happening in chemistry. It's starting to be, new surfactants available every single day. I really believe that the green industry is in its infancy, and we're about to see many more breakthroughs in technology. That being said, a green product is really one that needs to work. If you're buying a product that doesn't work and it doesn't have good efficacy, you're basically buying a product that you are needing to toss and not use up, and that's wasteful. So that, to me, is very much the opposite of green. So in our mind, a green product absolutely has to be effective as well for it to qualify, and that it's not wasteful.
What is safer, greener chemistry?
Safer, greener chemistry is really looking at compounds that you can use, again, that have minimal environmental effects, but also minimal health effects. So a safer chemistry would be something, for example, that is pH neutral or pH balanced. So that means once it's used, it's readily, not too reactive. It's not going to create any kind of negative health effects. It's not going to pollute our waterways. So safer chemistry refers to both chemistry that's safer for people and for pets, and it's also safer for the environment. So again, we're looking at things that are not reactive. So the pH neutral scale, or pH balance, I should say, right in the neutral range, is a good way to look for safer products. But again, it goes back to the overall footprint. So even some things that are not necessarily really acidic or basic can also be dangerous. Another example is VOCs, a lot of people have heard of VOCs in paints, for example. And these are compounds that evaporate really quickly, and they make our air pollution really prominent indoors. So the EPA actually estimates that indoor air pollution can be up to 5 times worse than outdoor air pollution. So low VOC product would be one that's safer, as it doesn't have these really noxious fumes that are coming into the home.
You mentioned biodegradable. How important is it when you put a product together that you consider its biodegradable nature?
So biodegradable for us at Earth Friendly Products is one of the hallmarks of our products. Every single product we make has to pass the biodegradability test. So what that means is that in a lab, when it's basically set up in ideal conditions to biodegrade, it has to completely biodegrade into elements within 30 days of onset. And that's important because, again, when something doesn't biodegrade, where does it go? Eventually, even styrofoam, which we know has a really long time to biodegrade, that will eventually, over time, whether it be years or months or decades or centuries, everything will biodegrade. But what's more important is that it quickly biodegrades, and that way it has very minimal effect on its surrounding environment.
I know you manufacture pet products. I have a golden retriever at home, Riley.
Oh.
So what earth-friendly products should I be using on Riley?
Oh, Riley, I'm a pet owner too, so I certainly sympathize with looking for safer products for our animals. So a lot of people, it's interesting. I think baby products are very logical for people to start using safer and greener materials, but I think oftentimes pets or people don't necessarily think about how susceptible pets are to harsh chemicals, but their little bodies are actually smaller systems, and something that may be poisonous to us is going to be 10 times or even 20 times as harmful for a pet. So we actually have an entire line of pet products that are formulated to be safe using human standards. Our belief is that if it's not safe for a human, why would you ever use it on a pet, who again is even more susceptible to harmful chemicals? So the line includes both grooming products, such as our pet shampoo, which is wonderful, full of essential oils that are soothing and great for pet, and also a line of stain and odor products. So that is for pet messes, and it also contains, our great blend of surfactants that are plant-derived, just like what we use in our regular products. So the line is great. They're all non-toxic and really great to use around pets, especially those with sensitivities.
Ecos products are made with, you mentioned plant-derived ingredients. Wouldn't that tend to use up our plant resources and starve the planet of oxygen?
That's a great question. The great thing about plant-derived ingredients is that they're renewable. So as opposed to using petroleum-derived surfactants or petroleum ingredients, once we use up our petroleum, that's it. There's a finite amount, and it's a very limited resource. So the benefit of using plant-derived is actually that they can be readily regrown. So every plant has a different amount of time it needs to be regrown, but it's easy to harvest them, replant them, and then again we're able to use renewable ingredients instead of those that take longer to grow. Actually, a great example is we developed our new treeless paper. So we have both paper towels and our toilet paper, and those are made from, we call them treeless because they're made from bamboo and sugarcane. And in this case, they're actually using grasses. So sugarcane and bamboo are amongst the fastest growing grasses in the world, and they grow continually. So we're never harvesting a tree and when we're making the paper products.
So treeless paper products, what kind of paper products are they?
So we have our paper towels and also our toilet paper. So again, bamboo and sugar cane. You'll see a lot of products out there are doing recycled paper, which is actually great to make recycled paper. You're cutting back your carbon footprint. But our approach was to really innovate and say, what's the next step besides recycled paper? How about not using any trees at all? So that was our great innovation we came out with last year, and now we have completely treeless paper.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk about earth-friendly products, you also have to talk about sustainability. So talk to our listeners about sustainability and how that plays a role in making green products.
Yeah, I think that, for us it really goes hand in hand, and I think it's really, again, looking at your overall process. So as a manufacturer, and especially the larger volume you do, you really have the ability to make a great impact on manufacturing processes that can be very much energy consuming and full of pollutants. So we actually are platinum zero waste certified at all of our facilities, our 5 manufacturing sites. So what that means is that we have zero waste throughout the building. That means that in our lunchrooms we're composting anything that we can, we're recycling everything, and then all the way out to the lines as well. Every single thing that comes in the building is recycled or repurposed in some way. So it's a really big achievement for us. We're proud of our paperless office, so we really are moving towards using as little as we need to for materials. But that also looks at how we use our energy. So we have solar panels that operate our plants, so we're harnessing the power of the sun, which is a great innovative way to make sure we can keep our lights on and our lines running. So any way we can here, we're making sure that we're being a sustainable practice. So that means that we're not using our natural resources.
So tell us how your company achieved 100% renewable energy.
So basically, for renewable energy and carbon neutral, we are the first manufacturer to be carbon neutral. We're very proud of that. So what that means is any energy that we cannot ourselves generate with our solar panels, we have purchase offsets that make our company carbon neutral.
And how many plants do you have here in the United States?
We have 5 great plants here in the United States. We actually have them very strategically located, again, to cut down our carbon footprint. So we have one near Seattle, Washington, one in Orange County near Los Angeles, California, and Miami, Florida, and Chicago, Illinois, and the last one where I actually work out of near New York City. So in having these 5 geographic locations, it really helps to cut our shipping costs as well as our carbon footprint. So if you imagine every time we receive a material from our suppliers, that has a carbon footprint associated. That has a certain amount of fuel it takes to get that material to the factory. And then on the flip side, as we're shipping our products, that also has a carbon footprint. What is the fuel cost to get or the fuel consumption even, to get the product to the customer? So we really look at all of these factors when considering how we're going to structure, earth-friendly products, and it's really cutting down our carbon footprint to be able to have 5 geographically diverse locations.
How is it that you, as a company, you talk about products, you talk about recycling, you talk about biodegradability, you talk about what your company itself does. Is there somebody or a group of people inside of your company that constantly look at and monitor all of these factors, not only external but also internal?
Absolutely. So we do have a Vice President of Sustainability, Dr. Naudere. We call her Mother Earth. So she leads the sustainability efforts. We also have a sustainability committee. So on site at each of the 5 divisions, we have a head of sustainability that's making sure that all of our great programs are really happening. We also do many third-party audits for all of our great certifications, such as our Zero Waste Platinum certification. So in that sense, we have a third party coming into our factory and ensuring that we are upholding the highest sustainability standards. But in reality, it's really an effort by every single team member in the building. We all have regular sustainability training. Employees are always taught the latest ways to recycle, the best ways to reuse something if we need to reuse it to ensure we're not creating more landfill waste. So it's a continual retraining of the employees, and everybody in the building has a great sense of pride that we have achieved this, and it's really a team effort.
Let me ask this question of you. What's the greatest part of your job?
That's a really tough question. I think more than anything, it's really fun to be in the green industry. It's a very dynamic field. It changes on a daily basis. There's always a lot of energy and excitement. People are very excited to see what's the next phase for green chemistry or for green products. But it's also the bigger picture for me. I think, at the end of the day, we're not just making soap, but we're making a bigger impact. We're doing our part to ensure that we have fresh water for future generations. So I think the best part really is knowing that it's not just a job. It's not just clocking in and looking for great innovation and trying to create safer products, but we are decreasing the amount of toxins and harsh chemicals that are going out to the environment. So that really makes it a pretty cool place to work.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Can one person really make a difference?
Absolutely. I always look at consumers and shoppers as voters. When you go out in the store and you pick a green product instead of a conventional product, you're voting. You're saying, I vote that we make green, or we only use green products. So one person absolutely can make a difference. And it really is people going out and talking to other people, hey, I've used this, it works, it really is a great product. I think it's really, a word-of-mouth type of thing that has gotten the green industry from kind of a niche market to where people just used to shop only in natural stores to huge. So I think that as this has really started to become a global issue, every person counts.
Okay, we're going to take a break here, and then we're going to continue with Jenna. We invite you to stay with us. We'll be continuing our discussion about earth-friendly cleaning products. Don't go away. You're listening to Radio AMB. Our program is sponsored by freeyourmain.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com, and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back to Radio AMB. I'm your host, Kevin Michel. This is our segment we call In the Jar. When we talk in the jar, we're discussing the process and the ingredients that combine to create a finished product that you might see on a retail shelf or shopping online. We're talking today with Jenna Arkin, the Product Development Director for Earth-Friendly Products. Jenna, tell us about the steps to developing a new earth-friendly product. And my questions are, is it raw materials driven? Is it market driven? Is it technology driven?
Sure. So it's the best part of the job really is developing new products, as my passion certainly is. So to answer your second part of the question, first, it's really all three. If it's a raw material driven innovation, it really starts in the lab. So what we're doing is we're going in the lab, we're trying the new material out in a variety of different formulas and seeing if it will actually do what we're trying to get the formula to do. So it also can be, market-driven. We do a lot of focus groups with our consumers. Maybe we have a specific customer comment that says, we want this formula to have more foam, or we want this formula to do X, Y, or Z. So in that sense, it can be market-driven. And then again, being in the green industry, technology is everywhere, and we're always improving. So it can also be technology-driven. So no matter where the driver comes from, the process to get a new formula to market is very much the same. We have a very robust product development cycle here. So in the lab, the first thing that happens is our green chemists get together, and they decide what they're trying to achieve. So let's say it was one of the first types of developments, and that's a raw material. So they'll take that raw material, they'll make batch after batch after batch, sometimes 100 batches in the lab in the beakers in a small scale to see how it looks. Is it really performing the way we want it to? So let's say after 100 batches, we've gotten somewhere and we really like our new product. The next step is to really start testing it. So we do a lot of in-house testing. That can be washing actually laundry in the lab and testing it out, or doing foam tests to see how much something foams, or grease cutting abilities. We do all of these tests in-house to see how it performs. If we're happy with it, the next step is for the formula to actually start what we call stability testing. So for stability testing, we're really looking to shock the formula in every which way we possibly can to pretty much mimic anything that the bottle would have to undergo in its normal life cycle. So that means it needs to be in different temperatures. Imagine if we ship in the dead of winter, our product has to be able to withstand that. Or on the flip side, if it's summer and it's really warm, our product has to be able to withstand that as well. So a stability test is really taking the formula through all these different parameters and ensuring that it still stays fresh. So we run stability for up to 3 months, and it's at various temperatures. So the chemists literally put it in the freezer or in the refrigerator, and then throughout the 3 months they're pulling it, returning it to room temperature, and making sure that it still looks great, that it has good product integrity, all the specifications are right. And then it's also doing freeze-thaw cycles. So we freeze it completely, then bring it back to room temperature, and we do that several times to ensure that our product could withstand that. So that all happens in our labs, and then there's a lot of external testing, actually, that happens before we can launch as well. We do a variety of tests. One of them is called USP 51, and that's a preservative test. So that takes our product and makes sure that it's properly preserved. So using natural ingredients, we really have to be careful that because we don't have harsh chemicals or really high or low pH, we have to make sure it can stay fresh and free of bacteria. So that test is making sure that our preservatives are properly functioning so the product stays clear and fresh. We also do several analytical tests, so that would be all of your free of claims. We make sure our products are free of 1,4-dioxane or formaldehyde or dyes or anything else that we are going to call out on our formula on our package. And then we also do a biodegradability test, which we talked a lot about before. And then the most important is efficacy testing. We make sure that it works really well and that it's doing exactly what it is we want it to do. So if it passes all of these tests, then it goes into pilot testing, and that's where we start to scale it up all the way to our 3,000-gallon tanks. So we start with a small batch, maybe it's only 55 gallons, and we slowly move up to make sure that everything is working right in production as well.
You described months in there. How long does this whole process take?
It really depends on each formula. If it's a current formula and we're just making an update and we feel really comfortable with the chemistry, we can launch in as little as 3 to 6 months. But if it's a brand new technology and we're really innovating, we're changing the way the formula is actually structured on the molecular level, we're using ingredients we've never used before, that can take up to 2 years. So it really depends on each specific project. But we can, being family-owned and operated, and having our 5 divisions with a great staff of green chemists, we can get things to market fairly quickly.
We talked about plant-derived ingredients in our last segment. Let's go into a little more detail about plant-derived ingredients. Give us some examples of those ingredients.
Sure. So we have several different types of ingredients that we use. The plant-derived ingredients we use are mostly our surfactants. So those are our cleaning agents, or really the workhorses of a formula. So the surfactants we use are primarily coconut-derived. That means they start as coconuts. They actually grow in the Philippines, where the coconuts are indigenous, which is the most ideal place for coconuts to grow, using the least amount of energy because they're indigenous. And then the coconut oil is extracted, and those are turned into surfactants, which are our cleaning agents. We also use a lot of natural fragrances and essential oils. So these come from plants. They're what fragrance are lovely formulas. So we have lavender essential oil. We use lemongrass, as well as a lot of great natural fragrances as well. So oftentimes when you use essential oils, the great thing is that they have more than one use. So, for example, we use cedar oil in our toilet bowl cleaner. And cedar, actually, cedar plants grow in areas that are very foggy. So they have developed the properties of being antifungal. So in our toilet bowl cleaner, they do a really great job of not just smelling great, but they have antifungal properties. So that's the really cool part about using essential oils, is that they often do more than just smell great, but they'll have these great bioactive properties as well.
Do you guys grow your own plants? Have you got your own farms?
We do not currently grow our own plants, and it's really just because, as I mentioned before, we need to get plants where they're indigenously grown for them to use the less amount of energy. So we wouldn't be able to grow the amount of coconuts that we would need here in Southern California, or in New Jersey where our other factory is, or in Washington, for example. But growing our plants where they're indigenous to ensures the quality is great, and also that they use the least amount of water and energy needed to harvest them. So another great example I like to give is the lavender we use comes from the most beautiful lavender fields in the world in Provence, France. That's actually where lavender is indigenous, so that ensures the quality of all of the ingredients.
So you talked about some of the great ingredients that you use. Tell us about some of the bad ingredients that you don't use and their effect on the environment.
Sure. So one of the big ones that has always been, our biggest category of products that we don't use in our ingredients is carcinogens. So there's actually a lot of products on the market now that have carcinogens as ingredients. And the sad thing is, in the United States, there's no law that mandates that you have to disclose your ingredients for clean products. So the first thing I always tell consumers is, if you're looking for a green product, make sure they disclose their ingredients. It's really important consumers can take a close look and see exactly what it is they're using. Carcinogens can include formaldehyde. There's also one called 1,4-dioxane, which will be a byproduct of a chemical manufacturing process. So these are things that consumers can be sure to avoid, the known carcinogens.
Okay, great. Jenna, stay with us. We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back with our segment, Beauty That's Sold Deep. Stay with us.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap state. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
You're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm your host, Kevin Michel. We're continuing our conversation with Jenna Arkin, the Product Development Director for Earth-Friendly Products. In this segment, Beauty That's Soul Deep, we'll be discussing how consumers can do the right thing when it comes to making a decision at the checkout counter. Jenna, why is it important to live earth-friendly?
I think that the most important thing is really doing your part, again, to preserve our natural resources and also to protect the health of everyone in your home. So living earth-friendly, buying something that is a product that's really committed to being safer, to being natural, that's your way to do your part, and whether you're in the green industry or not, that's really your way to ensure that we're protecting these resources. There's so many things that you can't control. There's many pollutants in the air that you don't really have the ability to take out or to do anything about. But what you can control are your purchases. So it really is the way that the average consumer, no matter where they come from or what they do for a living, it's really a way that they can help make sure that we're making the best decisions for future generations.
You mentioned consumers. Give us a profile of a green consumer.
Okay. Green consumer. Well, if this was many years ago, I think that most people would imagine a green consumer would be someone that's a hippie, that, is really out there. And,
I wondered if, the reason I asked that question is because I wondered if you would go there. That was exactly what my thought was, too.
So I think that that's kind of old school. To me, I think a lot of the green consumers now are just savvy consumers. They're smart. They're curious. They're asking questions. They're not taking anything for face value. They want to know what they're buying. They want high-quality products, but they want safe products, and they want, to work with companies that or buy products from companies that are committed to doing the right thing. So I think that nowadays you really can't put a label. It's no longer, maybe 20 years ago it was just a very small segment of people that cared about green products. But I think the number one thing that I can say is that it's consumers that are savvy, but it's also a lot of families. New moms are a huge segment of our business. It's when a mother is expecting, particularly for the first-time expectant mothers, is when they're most likely to make a change in brand. And I think that's because they're, for the first time, really thinking about chemicals they're bringing into their home and how that affects their environment in the household. So a lot of families, but, again, you can't really put a label on it. I've seen people from all walks of life, all sexes, all socioeconomic backgrounds. So I think green is really becoming universal.
You've mentioned safer all through our conversation today. when did safer become part of the earth-friendly green conversation?
So for us, again, it really goes hand in hand. Green and safer have always really been synonymous. One of our greatest partners is the Environmental Protection Agency, and for a long time they've had a program called Design for Environment. And just like Energy Star, which everyone's really familiar with, it's a consumer product certification that they give to products that they consider are safer for the environment. So it was called Design for Environment. And now, just last year, they've changed the name of the program to Safer Choice. So any products that are recognized by the EPA Safer Choice are products that are committed to using only the safest ingredients of their class of chemicals. So let's say out of a surfactant, they're only using the safest surfactants. Or in preservatives, they're only using the safest preservatives. So Safer Choice certified products are really becoming the EPA's way of saying, look, it's not just about the environment anymore. It's about toxicology. It's about human health. It's really, an overall safe and green tied together program. So we're actually really proud that last year we got Safer Choice Partner of the Year. We have over 58 Safer Choice certified products currently, and we're continuing to grow. So our partnership with the EPA has been something we're really proud of and will definitely continue to grow as well.
How do we get more consumers to think earth-friendly first? And as consumers, why don't we think earth-friendly first?
I think that's a great question, and I think the number one reason why consumers don't think earth-friendly first is because for years that meant that cost more money. So it's really hard to tell consumers, you need to buy this because it's got these safe attributes and it's better for you, it's better for the environment, but it's going to cost you 20% more, whatever it is. So one of our missions at Earth Friendly Products is really to keep the costs low so that it's not just for the privilege. It's really a right to have safe products. Everybody should have access to safe products. The way that we're able to do that is being a primary manufacturer and cutting the middleman out. Because we manufacture everything ourselves in our 5 locations across the U.S., we're able to ship directly to stores and get it into the hands of the consumer for a reasonable price they can afford. Oftentimes our products are even the cheapest on the shelf, even compared to conventional. So I think that that's the best way that you can really spread the green movement is to make it affordable for consumers so that they don't have to choose between saving money and being safe. It really is a right and it shouldn't be a choice.
What role does your social media outreach play in helping to spread the word about earth-friendly products?
Our social media actually has done a great job recently, and not just highlighting our products, but highlighting all sorts of things that are going on in the green industry, whether it be great articles that come out from publications talking about dangerous chemicals and alternatives that we offer and how to avoid them, but also staying abreast of big consumer trends. So it's a great way to reach consumers directly. I think it's really changed the way we talk to consumers, and now it's on very much a personal level. But it also allows us to engage with our consumers directly. So if they have product questions, for example, we can in real time make sure that they understand exactly what our products offer and all of the benefits as well.
You mentioned consumer feedback. Tell us about some of the comments that you receive from consumers that use your products.
One of the best things that we receive is when a consumer says, look, I have been looking for years for a product that helps. I've had one of our biggest complaints for customers, the reason they choose our products is they have eczema. So skin condition where they can break out in rashes, and it's, really hard to find products that are hypoallergenic that are made for people that suffer from eczema. So it's a great thing when a customer comes to us and say, I've tried everything else, and your Ecos laundry detergent is the only thing I've been able to use that has gotten rid of my eczema. So that's really, that means that we've had a job well done. It's a great sense of pride for us when we were able to really respond to a health issue that someone's having by offering safer products. So, and because hypoallergenic has become such a big selling point of our products, we actually now have everything hypoallergenic tested that is in directly contact with skin. So that's our laundry detergent, our Ecos Dishmate dish soap, as well as our hand soap. So we test them now for hypoallergenic certifications and make sure that we are able to, use only the safest materials that will not have any allergic reactions. So we also offer a full line of free and clear products. So these are products that are completely free of any fragrances. So for anyone that has extra sensitivities, that's something I always steer them towards.
If a consumer wanted to be more earth-friendly, where do they start? Where do they get started?
I think cleaning products is actually a great place to get started. Most households have gallons and gallons of products that are so unsafe that it's actually illegal to dump them directly down the drain. You have to call hazardous materials or find a proper way to dispose of them with your local city. So I think that that's a great place to start. Another great place to start is with paint. Like we mentioned before, a lot of paint has really high VOC levels, so very strong fumes. So I think really chemicals in general, whether it be cleaning products, personal care products, or paint products, any sort of chemicals is a great place to start because there are so many great companies out there really committed to safer chemistry. And the technology has come so far in the last couple of years even. So going to the market now versus 5 years ago, there's so many great technology breakthroughs that they're able to offer consumers a safer alternative for these toxic traditional chemicals.
And don't forget about pet products for Riley and for your dog as well.
Yeah, that's right. I have 2 little pugs, so that's right. Pet products are another one. So we can't neglect the pets. They definitely need their own brand and specialty products that will really help with their needs as well.
Yeah, they're a huge part of our lives, and we got to take care of them.
Yeah.
Jenna, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the future of earth-friendly products. So stay with us. You're listening to Radio AMB.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap state. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Welcome back. You're listening to Radio AMB, where we share the secrets behind the beauty industry. Our program sponsor is Free Your Mane. I'm Kevin Michel, your host today. In this segment, we call Beauty Biz. We talk about the business side of Ecos green cleaning products. And we're continuing our conversation with Jenna Arkin, the Product Development Director for Earth Friendly Products. Jenna, Earth Friendly Products, the company, has been around since 1967. I couldn't help but ask myself the question, what were the owners of the company seeing in 1967 that led them down the path of earth-friendly green products?
Well, actually, I think a bit of the history of our company is a great way to understand kind of how we've developed and where we are today. So our founder, Van Vlahakis, came from Greece in the 40s, actually, and he came with $20 in his pocket. He spoke zero English, so he decided to take chemistry classes because he thought, well, it's mostly in Greek, and this is something I can understand. So after putting himself through college, he worked for several large chemical companies. And he was really just shocked to see all of the really dangerous chemicals that we're putting out into the market. And he actually was involved in an accident where there was an acid spill, and he was very frightened. He almost lost his vision. So he thought, you know what, I am going to be committed to safer chemistry. He started making products in 1967 out of his garage, actually. And really from the onset, his goal was to create products that were safer, that didn't have to use these dangerous chemicals. So in 1989 is when we actually completely pivoted the company to our brand Earth-Friendly Products. And since then, we've really been trailblazers in making the greatest green products available with the newest technologies. Van actually was with us until 2 years ago he passed, but it's certainly our goal here to continue his vision. Growing up in Greece, you know, he always thought of the natural beauty that he was surrounded in the island of Crete. And, you know, he loved the ocean. He loved the sea. He always talked about doing things better. Using solar was one of his passions. So, you know, we're really inspired by his vision daily to make sure that future generations will get to see the natural beauties that he grew up in.
Earth-Friendly Products is a global company, yes?
Yeah, we're actually sold in 67 countries currently. So it's one of our challenges formulating, in that you really have to make globally compliant formulas. So you no longer can make one formula that's compliant for just the U.S. or just the EU. But when you ship across the globe, it's really ensuring you're compliant with all of the regulations. So all of our formulas that we make are globally compliant. So that means that they are safe, considered by each regency of each country. So each country has different laws. Some of them are vastly opposite, so it certainly makes it challenging. But globally compliant formulas is a way that we're able to use the greenest ingredients throughout the world.
Where can our listeners find ECO's Earth-Friendly Products?
So we are sold in a lot of online retailers as well as in stores. Some of our great retail partners are Costco, Sam's Club, and Walmart. We're also in Whole Foods. We also have all of our products available on our website, ecos.com. And we're on Amazon for online retailers, and there's also a lot of regional, some of the conventional grocery stores as well. So, yeah, pretty great distribution, and throughout the world, we're starting to grow a lot into Europe and as well as in Asia. We've recently opened a sales office in Greece that services the EU, so we're starting to grow rapidly in the European Union as well.
Earth-Friendly Products has a relationship with Disney. Tell us how you came to get together with them.
Yes, our Disney line. It's definitely our cutest line, I always like to say. So we were approached by the Walt Disney Company, I think it's 4 years back now, and they were really looking to partner with a manufacturer to make baby Disney products, so laundry detergents and cleaning products. So they really found there was a lot of synergy between our great ingredient offerings and what they were looking for. All of our Disney products are non-toxic, so that was really something they responded well to. So we offer a whole line of baby products. They're mostly free and clear products, so very hypoallergenic for sensitive babies. We offer everything from the laundry detergent to a stain and odor remover, which every new mom definitely needs, as well as a lot of cleaners for around the home. As you know, babies put everything in their mouth, so it's really important that when you use a cleaner, it doesn't leave any chemical residue. So we have a toy and table cleaner, as well as a here and there spray, which is just an all-around home cleaner. And then another one of the most important ones is a bottle wash. So imagine a lot of women are breastfeeding, or they're using really high-quality formula, and then they're washing bottles and harmful chemicals. So you're really looking at everything you're putting in your household environment is important. So it's been a great partnership with Walt Disney Company. On our packages, we get to feature Winnie the Pooh from the 100 Acre Woods, as well as a lot of his friends, Tigger and Piglet. So it's been really fun, and Disney is such a great company to partner with. It's been great to reach a whole new target demographic of consumers when they really do need products the most. So it's been a great partnership, and we're looking forward to expanding with them as well.
Maybe not a fair question, but I'll ask anyway. What do you do personally?
What do I do personally outside of work?
In terms of your background and earth-friendly products, how has that changed you as a consumer?
Well, you know, I always say the more you know. It's really hard now as a consumer, particularly walking. If I take a walk in the grocery store now down the cleaning aisle, it's crazy how strong the fumes are. I've become so sensitive now to really strong chemicals, especially ones that have high levels of fragrance. Or, you know, in the mall, if you walk by some of these fragrance places that sell perfumes or, you know, Bath and Body Works, for example. You know, when I was a kid, I really liked the really strong levels of perfume, but now it's really difficult for me. I pretty much switched to all of our free and clear products because working with them all day, you know, I really look for things that are on the very low side of fragrance. So I think it's really changed me in that I ask more questions, and even for products that we don't make, you know, we don't currently make any personal care products like shampoos or conditioners, but I have the habit now of reading every label I come into contact with. I can't help it, you know. I really want to know. That goes for food as well. You know, anything I buy from the market, I want to know what are they using to preserve this, and, you know, what does this company stand for. So it's really changed me as a consumer, and I really am very much more inquisitive, so asking more questions about the products that I buy.
And changed you for the better as a consumer?
Yes, I think so. You know, I know the right questions to ask. You know, a lot of times ignorance is bliss, I'll give you that. But it's really knowing the right things to use. You're really doing your part, again, to make sure that we're using safer chemistry, to make sure that we're protecting our natural resources, our overall part.
Well, Jenna, we're out of time today. I would love to have you back again and talk at greater length about earth-friendly products. It's been great having you today with us on Radio AMB. So we want to thank you so much for sharing all of your thoughts with our listeners today.
Great. It was a pleasure, and I would love to join you again. And, you know, it's a great industry, and it's been really fun to share my experiences with you.
Great. Thanks very much. Topic that you'd like to suggest, send us a note at request@AmericanMadeBeauty. I'm Kevin Michel, your host today. You're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. Thanks for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.